Hello beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel. Let me try to balance y'all here. Today I wanted to talk about feeling unsatisfied in your 9 to 5. If you are someone who feels very dissatisfied with their current job, with a typical 9 to 5, to a point that isn't normal. Like, I know people may feel unhappy with their job and like people complain all the time, but in the end, most of us are thankful that we even have a job in this market because it's money and it's survival, right? But then some of us are, despite all of that, so unhappy with just the environment or the idea of having a 9 to 5 that it's like our soul is screaming at us. It feels like the longer we stay in this job, the more life is literally getting sucked out of us, to the point where it's not just the heart and the mind that are feeling burnout or are feeling unhappy, but it's like our soul. It's like this deep inner part of us that feels like it doesn't want to exist in this environment anymore, because if it does, we're gonna lose ourselves. But if you're someone who feels this way about your job, about your 9 to 5, then this video is for you. And if you're someone like me who has come to a point in their jobs or in their careers where it feels like sticking to this path feels unsustainable anymore, even if we don't know what comes next, we just know that with certainty that we don't want to go back to that lifestyle, then if you feel that way, I feel like you may be an artist or someone who's meant to do something creative. And this is a realization that I come to recently, because as I've been thinking about it, there's a lot of projects that I've been wanting to try personally. I feel like the creative side of me has been suppressed for so long because I've been feeling so much burnout in my job that I don't have the brain power or the energy or the capacity to try pursuing something else. Because obviously people say if you want to work on your hobbies or if you want to start something creative on the side, then you should be doing it after work, But for people like us who feel so drained by our jobs, I feel like this is almost impossible to fully realize our creative energy. And also, even if we do, then we end up having no time for ourselves or no time to reach our full potential. And also, most people who work 9 to 5 don't just work 9 to 5 hours, A lot of people work overtime or have messed up schedules, especially specifically based on, the type of job you have. So I feel like it's really unrealistic expectation that is created by hustle culture, that you have to constantly be grinding. And another thing is, I feel like really creative souls, people who are meant to be artists, their souls are screaming at them in a 9 to 5 job because they know that's not what is meant for them. They know working under someone or this idea of having a strict schedule, or also the kind of, this might feel weird to say it this way, but like you kind of have to have this energy of like being good at sucking up to people if you're working corporate. And I don't mean this in a negative way at all. If there are people out there who are good at that part, I actually honestly like admire if people can do that. But I think as artists or as creatives, that's the reason it feels so unrealistic to us, because we're not good at that. We're not good at people pleasing, or even if we are, it doesn't feel right to us. We're not meant for that kind of work. So I feel like that's another big reason us creatives or us artists really, really feel truly out of place in a typical 9 to 5. So yeah, I want to say, if you are someone like me whose soul is really rejecting this 9 to 5 situation, you're probably most likely an artist. I will say an artist of some kind, whether that's writing, photography, videography, singing, playing instruments, any kind of creative passion, creative work, or even something to do with your hands, like sewing, like things like that. Anything that falls under that realm, which flexes more of the creative side of our brain, but also doesn't have like a strict schedule, because creatives work when inspiration hits them, you know? And we also need time and space for our brain to create. And a 9 to 5 job in this environment in today's society does not provide that. You know, maybe once a long time ago when people had better boundaries set and they earned more and their 9 to 5 wasn't so strict that it didn't afford them the freedom to have a flexible lifestyle, maybe back then it made more sense. But now in today's economy, like, I feel like it's really impossible. So, you know, all of this is to say that if you are this person, I think you should really truly consider, if you're able, stop doing a typical 9 to 5. And I know not everyone can do this, but if you feel like it's something you can work towards, I highly suggest you do. And if anything, if you can't leave this environment right now, I hope this video just gives you a reassurance that you're not weird. Like, something's not wrong with you because you're not able to deal with a 9 to 5 job like other people are. Because I know a lot of times it feels that way because other people around you are feeling like, even if they say they dislike their job, in the end, they're good at it, you know, and their soul doesn't hurt. Their hearts and their minds are not fully destroyed day by day. Like, it's not chipping away at their insanity to be in a job like this. And you can see these people and compare yourselves to them and be like, why can't I be like that? Why can't I just not take it so seriously? But to a lot of times, for us artists and creatives, and also as neurodivergent people, it is that serious. Working in a job like that forever really chips away at us, at our peace. So I just hope this video gives you some clarity that no, there's nothing wrong with you. And also, one day, I hope you can work towards putting that behind you, whether that's slowly building up an emergency fund so that one day you can take a break from work and try to explore your creative passions, or even if you want to, just taking the leap because you've been working for so long and you feel like it's time to try something new, even though your lifestyle may not be to the level you want it. Sometimes you just have to take that chance and work towards your dreams, because again, your soul will feel more aligned if you start going towards things that make it feel happy. Maybe even trying something like small changes that'll get you towards there. If you're someone who's going into the office, maybe switch to something more remote, or maybe switch to something freelance, and slowly working towards getting yourself more time to learn what you truly want and what you truly desire. But personally, for me, I'm about to lose my job. You know, I got a notice that I would be losing my job in a couple of months, and I've come to accept it, and I actually feel like this is the push I needed to pursue something more creative. That's part of why I started this channel, and also posting on Instagram, by the way. My Instagram is at Your Internet Big Sis, if anyone is curious to check that out. But things like that, putting myself out there, and also writing more creatively, because I really want to write more. And I feel like once this job is over, I've told myself I'm not going to go back to a 9 to 5. So until then, I'm going to work hard creatively, and whatever happens, happens. I'm trying to detach myself from the outcome, but I know that I cannot go back to that lifestyle, because it's not just about the burnout. It's not just about the stress. It's about my soul feeling out of alignment, and I want to live with this one life that we have. I want to live in a way that speaks to me more. So yeah, I hope all of you out there, I wish you the best of luck. Pursue that creative idea you have, lean into your artist side more, and continue at it, because nothing is easy. It can take quite a while for you to feel like you see success in your creative endeavors, but I hope that this video, if anything, gives you some peace of mind that you are not alone out there and we are in this together. So yeah, with that, I gotta go to my doctor appointment. But I will see you all in the next video. Bye.